We live in a world that wants us to conform and obey. It wants to tell us what to think. I am writing this a month after the London terrorist bombings. The papers are full of opinions about why people decide to become bombers. Many of the people who write these articles are convinced they are absolutely right, and their tone suggests that we should agree with them. In a world where we have information coming at us from all angles, it is often much easier and less tiring not to question what lies behind that information. But if you go through life accepting everything others tell you, you ignore one of the most valuable rights, the right to think for yourself. Having your own mind means that you, and only you, decide whether what you are being told by the newspapers and radio and TV makes sense. It means that you don't just accept what everybody tells you, or let other people influence you any more than you want them to. I'm not talking about being stubborn, quite the opposite, in fact. Having your own mind is about being strong and free enough to decide things for yourself and to resist the views of others. It also means being strong enough to make your own decisions and to stick by them, even if you make mistakes. After all, they are your own mistakes. I'm not saying you should reject what people tell you just to prove a point. That would be stupid. But you need to be able to think about what others say and not be afraid to question it. Do you have the same political views as your parents or your partner or friend because you've never given any thought to what they believe in? Have you thought about what you believe in? If you have children, do you find yourself bringing them up in the same way your parents brought you up? Why? I had a girlfriend once who had strong opinions on almost everything. She was against the whole world, with particular hatred for large companies and successful business people. Someone had said to me that we were made for one another because we were very similar. I wasn't really sure what this meant. We went out one day and spent hours walking around the West End of London. She told me about her parents and grandparents. Politically, they were left-wing, and so she also became left-wing. And that, she said, was something that would never change, even in the smallest way. As time passed, I could see we were not a match made in heaven. Sure, we had some similar beliefs, but I just did not believe you can go through life without questioning things. And yet I was listening to someone who believed that her ideas were fully a part of her, as if they had somehow passed by her brain and she had no choice. I hated the idea of taking the second-hand ideas of a particular class or social group and running with them. I had seen the dangers of it. Many years earlier, I had done it myself. Think before you believe.